Hello to all the learners and hustlers having a common dream of getting a good placement in 2025. This is Divyang Shivastav and you know me well as your aptitude mentor. Your Cognizant assessment has been started and a lot of students are facing a lot of problems with the verbal sections. They are very good with the technical part, and as far as the exam is being concerned, they are good with the aptitude or reasoning sections as well. But verbal is something they are not familiar with and they find it very hard, a nut to crack. So I'm here to help you out with the right approach to tackle the pressure of solving the verbal questions in your actual assessment examinations. Since your assessment have already been started and it's going on, so I won't tell you how to prepare from the scratch. I'm not going to give you any strategy, but rather I want to guide you. I want to give you the pointers that you should take in your mind, which will help you in maximizing your scores, and your chances of getting placement would be highest, right? So let us start the session. First of all, do follow us on all the social media handles so that you get informed about the Cognizant updates or regarding any campus recruitment drive or any information regarding the hirings or internship opportunities. These all are our social media platforms. Cracking any examination required a right strategy, and a right strategy is just go with the examination weightage. What are these the topic wise weightage, so that we become familiar about the particular examination, right? This particular topic weightage give us a clear picture of what Cognizant assessment is all about, because if we go with the pattern, like Cognizant always follow a same pattern. Each year the variety of question is going to be repeated, right? The difficulty is level as well as the topic wise bifurcation of particular topics would be the same. So if keeping in mind about the topic weightage and the examination pattern, we will definitely going to beat the examination. So let us understand the topic wise weightage. If we go with the synonyms and antonyms, generally 1 to 2 questions will come. Contextual vocabulary is also an important topic. Then if we talk with regard to the error identification and sentence improvement and construction, it is a grammatical based topics. Tenses and articles is also a grammar based topic. Tenses is a very vast topic, right? So I hope you are familiar with the topics with regard to the tenses. Like subject verb agreement can be a subtopic of this particular topic. Then if we talk about articles, you already have been learned this particular topic in your initial schooling, right? Then preposition and conjunctions and reading comprehension. So if I have to roughly distribute all these particular topics in terms of categories, I can say this is a part of vocab, right? This is further bifurcate into the category of grammar, and reading comprehension, as you know, it is a part of reading comprehension only. So if I give you a brief particular categorization of the topic, I can say under vocabulary we have 4 subtopics which we have to study and we have to keep in mind while going for the Cognizant based assessment examinations. It could be one word substitution that are most important, right? Acha, this examination is a MCQ base, okay? So you can apply different approaches. Like even if you are not good with the vocabulary part, you can do the option elimination in order to find the accurate answer. Then we have phrasal words. Many a times we have seen questions which have come from the phrasal words. Then synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms means similar words and antonyms means words with a opposite meaning, right? Then if I talk about the grammatical part, so grammatical part is the most important part, because here a lot of students face a lot of challenges, right? Because they are very good with the vocabulary, because vocabulary is something which we use in a day-to-day manner, like we do in communication, we do in writing, everything. The vocabulary part is something students are familiar with. But if I talk about grammar, many of students find it very hard because they are not familiar with the tricks, they are not familiar with the rules. There are certain rules which we have to keep in mind while syntax. It could be a syntax error as well, it could be a grammatical error as well. Then we have a reading comprehension. So under grammar, we have sentence improvement questions. We have been given about the 4 choices or the 4 sentences, and we have to find which of the sentences grammatically accurate. Then it could be a cloze test. Cloze test is basically it could be a fill in the blanks way, or it could be a arrangement of the different sentences. Then we have spotting the error based questions. A line would be given which could be further bifurcated into 4 parts, and we have to find in which of the particular phase there is a mistake or there is a error, right? Then if I talk about the reading comprehension part, so it is bifurcated into 2 parts, reading comprehension and arranging the sentences, right? Arranging the sentence also required some sort of reading part in it. So we have to keep in mind all these particular topics. Now moving with what should be the right strategy. So reading is the foundation pillar of everything. Reading is the solution for cracking any sort of verbal section of any particular assessment examination. If you go with the reading partner, you can do all these particular topics, because these topics are interrelable, interdependent on the reading. If you are good as an avid reader, you can find very easy to solve the questions which are around reading comprehension, jumbles, fillers, cloze test, vocabulary, sentence improvement, spotting the errors. Because if you are good with the reading partner, you can easily directly solve the questions around the reading comprehension part. It would be a very easy, or it will become a cakewalk for you. Then if we talk about the para jumbers, the para jumbers are certainly questions in which there is a passage and number of sentences are being ordered, or they are being jumbled up, right? You have to find the logic behind it, you have to take example of clues, and you have to arrange that particular given sentences so that it give you a meaningful answer or meaningful sentence. Then we have filler space or the fill in the blanks based questions. Then further we can see the questions around cloze test, right? Then we can have vocabulary. Okay, तो अगर reading कर लिया तो you have a guess, you can guess estimate about the what the actual tone or what the actual sense of these particular words. So you become automatically good, you become automatically excel with the vocabulary part. Also if you are good with the reading part ना, you can do the questions around the sentence improvement. ठीक है, क्योंकि सेंटेंस देखते ही तुम्हें क्या होगा, देखो जितना ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस रीडिंग की कर लोगे ना, ग्रेजुअली एक टाइम आएगा कि तुम सेंटेंस देख के ही तुम समझ जाओगे कि देयर इज अ मिस्टेक और देयर इज अ एरर इन इट. ठीक है, बट इट वोंट हैपन ओवरनाइट. ये ओवरनाइट प्रोसेस नहीं होगा, बट इट विल लाइक कम ग्रेजुअल विद टाइम. द मोर यू स्टार्ट रीडिंग, द मोर यू गिव टाइम टू योर इंटरेस्ट, राइट, एंड स्टडी द पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक्स विच यू फाइंड इंटरेस्टिंग. तो इट हैपन्स विद टाइम कि तुम कोई भी सेंटेंस देख के तुम बता सकते हो कि इट इज अ ग्रामेटिकली एरर और इट इज अ ग्रामेटिकली ट्रू सेंटेंस, राइट. Then spotting the errors based question you can also solve. So now we are going to start this session with the previous year questions, right? These are the most popular questions which has previously come in the cognizant based sections. And why we have opted this? Because I am going to give you a precise strategy how we are going to approach these variety of questions in your actual examination. So we have our first question. What is the synonym for word? Accord. So what is basically synonym? Synonym is nothing but words which give the similar meaning or the words with the same meaning. So we have a word accord. What does accord implies? What is the meaning of accord? Accord means an agreement, a formal treaty or a recoil. Okay. So for instance, just suppose that we are not familiar with the word accord. We don't know the meaning of accord. Then are you going to skip this question? No, because there is no concept of, there is no provision of negative marking, and we have to get selection at any cost. So we are not going to leave any of the question unmarked. So what we are going to do is we can approach this question with the help of option elimination technique. What does option elimination technique implies? To solve a question, basically there are 2 ways. First way is either you should have a clarity about what exact answer is. Either you know what exactly answer is, It is the first way. Second way is if you just eliminate out, if you just remove out the incorrect option, certainly at the last you will be left with the right option. ठीक है, या तो सारे ऑप्शंस को एलिमिनेट कर दो, रॉन्ग ऑप्शंस को एलिमिनेट कर दो, जो फोर्थ ऑप्शन होगा इट विल सर्टेनली बी द राइट ऑप्शन. ये दो तरीके होते हैं क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने को. अभी ऑप्शन एलिमिनेशन टेक्निक से वी कैन डेफिनेटली सॉल्व दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. व्हाट इज द सिनोनिम फॉर वर्ड अकॉर्ड? ठीक है, सो अकॉर्ड का मीनिंग मुझे नहीं पता. हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन? I just have to solve the question with the help of what is the basic tone, what is the basic meaning of the given options. Conflict. Conflict is a type of dispute, right? Here, when two person does not agree on something or some particular statement, then they have a basic conflict in them. Disagreement is also when two people doesn't agree on something, then it is a disagreement. Diversity is also a situation where there is a wide variety of something. Okay, agreement is when you are agree on something. So if I go with the options, we can say that these three words are somewhat very similar, and this is a dissimilar word. So we can say if I have to find the synonym, I can eliminate all these three options and I would be left with this particular option because it is unique, it is far different from the other three options, and the right option would be certainly option number D. So with the help of option elimination technique also we can approach these types of questions. What is the antonym for word knave? Antonym means a word which gives the opposite meaning or a different meaning. So knave is a person who doesn't have a good experience, enough experience of life, and who is very keen or very ready to believe or trust other people very easily, right? So knave is someone who is very innocent kind of person, right? Now if I go with the options now, so we can eliminate the wrong options. How? Just see. Immature is someone who is not mature. अब mature नहीं तो बेशक for you can show for sure, you can say he must be very innocent kind of person, right? Simple is also someone who is very innocent, very sober, very sophisticated, right? Inexperience, not having a good experience about life, who is very simple, very innocent. Now cunning is a negative word. It reflects a person who is very clever in a dishonest way, okay, or in a bad way. So this word is totally different from other three words. So we are sure that this option would be the correct option. These options we can eliminate because they have a similar meaning. This particular word is different from the other three options, so this would be the right option. Now we have another question which is based on the grammatical error. You have to find the grammatical error. It is a classic example of spotting the error based questions, right, or finding the error based question. In this particular question we are given with a sentence. And it is been bifurcated into 4 parts, right? Now all the phrases are aligned such a way that there is a grammatical error in it. So we have to determine which of the part is having an error in it, and if there is no error, then we will mark the option that is D, no error. So error could be any type. It could be grammatical. In grammar we have different subtopics: articles, preposition, conjunctions, pronoun, nouns, etc., right? So for solving these types of questions we must have a basic clarity about what grammatical rules are. First of all, we have to go with the subject verb agreement. Subject verb agreement means each of the subject takes a fixed verb only to give us grammatical correct sentences. Each subject will give certain verbs which will frame up the right meaningful sentence. So we have to keep in mind this thing. At the end of the year, every student, here's subject is, always go with the subject verb agreement at the first. So subject here is, subject is one who is doing the verb, one who is doing the work. So here work is being done by every student who had done adequate work. Were, okay. So here were is used as a verb. So does subject agrees with this particular verb, that we have to check it out. So every work is a singular subject, and it is a plural verb. So this sentence would be absolutely false. So were is incorrect. Instead of that, we will use was as a verb. So incorrect part was option number C. So it is a basic example of para-jumbers, or arranging the sentences in a meaningful way or in a meaningful phrase. Arrange the sentences to form a meaningful phrase. So we are given with the first sentence, and after that we are given with the 4 of the given phrases. We have to arrange all these sentences so that we get a meaningful passage. Last sentences here is this. So what we have to do is, we have to arrange the given sentences in a chronological order so that they give a meaningful passage or a meaningful sentences, right? So first of all, we have to check this particular sentence is followed by which of the sentences. I saw 2 men at the train station. So here we are referring with the 2 men here. So this sentence would be definitely follow with the sentence which are defining the activities or defining the 2 persons. Both of them went to the coffee shop together. Okay, this might be possible for now, as of now. Now we have to read each of the sentences. The first one was holding an umbrella. So this is the basic definition, and it simply referring to the first person. The second person was holding a bag. So I am very sure that first sentences after S1 would be Q, and after Q it is followed by the R, because we are defining the 2 persons. Now last sentence is after coffee. After coffee means it must be followed by activity where they are consuming coffee, either consuming. So the next sentence would be both of them went to the coffee shop together. That means third sentence would be P, and then afterward we have, at last we have S, right? So this is the correct order in which all the particular sentence would be arranged. So after S1 we have Q, R, P, S. Now go with the option Q, R, P, S. So this option would be the correct option, right? So in this way we can approach the questions. Now we have another question which is based on the paragraph or the reading comprehension based question. To solve the questions which are coming from the reading comprehension base, we will follow 2 approaches. First would be skimming approach, and second would be just go with the sentence and have the general idea. Okay, what is skimming? What is basically skimming is? Skimming in context of reading means how we can read something very quickly and superficially to grasp the main ideas, right? Or a basic information that is giving in a text without studying everything in very detail. मतलब यहाँ पे डिटेल में जाके हमें we don't have to study, but we just have to read quickly and superficially to get the basic idea about what this sentence is all about. ठीक है? It's a basic reading strategy which is used to a general understanding of a text in a limited amount of time. कभी भी हमारे पास जब लिमिटेड अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम होता है तो हम जल्दी जल्दी पढ़ते हैं ताकि हमें बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर पता चल जाए, बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन क्या है, और वी कैन गो विद द हाईलाइटेड पॉइंट्स कि व्हाट दिस पर्टिकुलर पैसेज इज ऑल अबाउट. सो इट जस्ट सेव्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम ऑफ अस. ठीक है, और हमें एक बेसिक आइडिया मिल जाता है व्हाट दिस पैसेज इज ऑल अबाउट. तो स्किमिंग प्रोसेस हम हमेशा अप्लाई करेंगे वेन एवर वी गो विद द पर्टिकुलर रीडिंग कॉम्प्रहेंशन पार्ट, एंड वी विल ऑल्सो अप्रोच द क्वेश्चन विच आर बेस्ड ऑन द रीडिंग कॉम्प्रहेंशन एट द लास्ट. कभी भी whenever we are approaching, whenever we are giving any particular, attempting any particular assessment examination, we have to keep in mind reading comprehension section should be attempted at last. Why? Because generally it takes a lot of time. So जब हमारे पास लास्ट में टाइम सेव होगा, then we are going to attempt the questions which are based on reading comprehension. It is the like thumb and rule. Take it as a thumb and rule always. So first go with the questions only. What is the question given is, makes a thick skin like on hot milk cooling. What figure of speech is this? We are asked about the figure of speech. ठीक है, so I know you must be very familiar about what are the figure of speeches are. So if I go with this particular sentence ना, तो यहाँ पे here we are using a word like. What does like refers to? देखो, this question is generally is we can mark this question the answer as simile. Why simile is being used? Because whenever like is used in a sentence ना, it is generally from a simile. ठीक है? Because simile refers to comparing of two particular sentences with the word of use of like. जहाँ पे भी like का use होता है to compare two of the sentences, we will ensure that this is a form of simile. अब irony क्या होता है? ठीक है? If you are not familiar with the word irony, तो irony is an unusual or an unexpected part of a situation that seems very strange or amusing. ठीक है? Irony वैसी situation कहते हैं. What is metaphor? Metaphor. तो metaphor कब use होगा? Metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase denoting one kind of object or action is used in place of another to suggest a likeness or analogy between them. जब हम किसी चीज़ का relation करते हैं between two part of two words or phrase. Personification में there is a word person. मतलब जब हम किसी object को किसी animal और human behavior से हम compare करते हैं, right? किसी भी animal के behavior से ना, मतलब किसी भी particular object और animal को हम human behavior से compare करते हैं, ठीक है? और we give it to human being, right? Generally it is, I am just repeating it. When you give an object or animal a human behavior, तो उसी को हम क्या कहते हैं? Personification कहते हैं. Let us go with the last. ठीक है? I am not going to solve it, but rather I am going to give you a brief particular strategy what you should keep in mind in order to solve such a long phrases. ठीक है? एक तो last में you will going to attempt it. Second most thing that I want to like give you a general idea about it. Just apply the skimming part. ठीक है? As I have told you, skimming in context of reading means to read quickly and superficially to grasp the main ideas or to have a brief general idea, general understanding about what the passage is all about, even without studying or without reading everything in detail. ठीक है? तो डिटेल में बिना पढ़े we can find the basic idea about what this paragraph is all about, right? Also student, now you get a wonderful opportunity to grab the Prep Insta Prime subscription. The top 3 comments of this video are going to get a Prep Insta Prime subscription, which will very helpful, very helpful in your upcoming placement examination preparation. So that was all about what this session was all about. If you follow these guidelines, then you will surely crack the examination. Just think for a moment, if on YouTube with just limited session you get to learn so much, then what extent of content you are going to get with the subscription part where resources are abundant. With the subscription you will get a structured course which is designed to handhold you and provides you 100% selection and a guaranteed placement. If I talk about the Prep Insta Prime, 200 plus courses under one subscription model. So here you get the upskilling courses which are very relevant for your upcoming resume shortlisting or for your upcoming placement drives. It would be very helpful for your interviews as well. You get upskilling courses which are based on the data science, AWS, C, C++, Java, Python, PSA, competitive coding, artificial intelligence, multiple courses which are futuristic technology, which are based on the futuristic technology and which are the industrial demand, right? So you would be highlighted, you would be out of the box whenever you are competing the thousand of a student. Also, let me take you more quick about what Prep Insta Prime is. So basically it is a Netflix for upskilling yourself. You will get maximum of the trending courses here. All the campus recruitment companies are coming and with these particular courses in a structured way you can do your whole preparation, right? Infosys, Cognizant, Capgemini. So these tracks are very much helpful. Here not only the video lectures but you will get the concept clarity. Also you will get the free study material resources, that is PYQs, mocks, quizzes, everything. Popular skills, as I have told you, mentioned you, these all are futuristic technologies. Full stack courses. Even if you want to jump or switch your career from a non-IT background to a IT background, You can learn the C, C++, Java, Python, everything. All these languages is very like must. There is a fundamentals, building blocks of whole coding and programming languages, right? You can learn the basic coding, intermediate coding and competitive coding. If you are facing challenges with regard to your aptitude preparation or with your logical or verbal reasoning part, you can do your full-fledged preparation from very scratch level from our platform. And I can help you out with purchasing the subscription part. You can use my coupon code and you can avail the maximum discount on it. So what you have to do is just use my coupon code. I'm just going to deliver the coupon code. So you can use my coupon code, that is div10, while purchasing the subscription model, and you can get the maximum discount on it, right? Just think about, if these sessions on the YouTube are so impactful, are so meaningful to you, then what extent of content you are going to get with the subscription model where resources are abundant, right? So all you need to do is just go quickly revise your chapters, and if you are facing any problems, if you want to prepare from very scratch now, just without any thinking, without any particular thought for a twice, just go and purchase this subscription. Thank you all.